City of Marina. Mayor Delgado, do you want to start? All right, and then we'll hear from the city manager. Thank you.
So I've heard that at the recent Board of Supervisors meeting, when there was a 5-0 vote to establish a safe parking program at Jane Parker's 4th District Supervisor's office parking lot, that the word NIMBY was used, not in my backyard, that we can't be NIMBY people, we have to be yes in my backyard or YIMBY people. And I wanted to point out, as I have in previous meetings, that the Marina community is already the home to the regional landfill. It's the home to the regional sewage treatment plant.
Yes.
It's the home to the regional sand mining plant.
Yes.
It's proposed to be the home of the regional desalination plant, which will provide not one drop of water to Marina, but to the rest of the region. And now it's the proposed home for the Southern Monterey Bay region's largest parking program for homeless vehicle camping. So although we will do our fair share to help homeless needs, it's never the case that someone could apply the word NIMBY to the city of Marina when it comes to doing our fair share for regional needs. Over the last 20 years, the city of Marina has supported over tens of millions of dollars for providing supportive housing programs for at-risk populations. The Rock Rose Gardens, the Sandy Shores, Pueblo Del Mar, the Veterans Transition Center, Abrams and Preston Park, the domestic violence locations, new housing subdivisions portion of affordable housing. So we have taken the tack in the city of Marina that it's more important to provide at-risk homeless populations housing accommodations where they can also receive legal, job skill, medical, family needs, so those can be addressed, not just their homelessness, but it's important to find them housing and shelter, rather than focusing on the daily needs of homeless people who are on the streets. But that said, Marina is still willing to do our fair share of helping with the daily needs of people who are on our streets. And some of the kinds of questions that Marina has asked the Board of Supervisors recently are questions such as, can there be an official plan for citizens to help the people who are camping in their RVs and other vehicles with their needs for food, toiletries, etc. Because there are a lot of people in Marina that would like to help if they knew how better to do that, so that the direct day-by-day needs could be partially addressed by willing donors. The proposed Marina property that's in the city of Marina for safe parking is zoned office research. Camping uses are not allowed in that zone. Normally the city would be required to complete a general plan text amendment to allow that kind of camping use. So we're asking the county, how does that all work? And if there is camping near a retail, commercial, and residential area, such as along 2nd Avenue, not far from the proposed safe parking program location, to what extent have the potential impacts to those existing uses that are already there been considered from the proposed camping? We just can't stick any new use in an area that's not amenable to the existing uses without having a good, well thought through plan on how to deal with those impacts. The City of Marina's fire and police staff are at times basically staffed on a skeletal level. They're simply not staffed enough to handle a substantial increase in calls to patrol, or if there are responses needed to incidents that are occurring, that could occur in this camping area. So we want to know what evaluation has been done to evaluate the fire and police support that will be needed. And we want to know what county dedicated resources have been targeted so that it's county that can help out with these day-to-day needs, not just adding on to our fire and police. Because like I said, we already have more than our fair share of housing programs for those who have special needs. And our police and fire regularly are needed to support those existing housing programs, such as the Veterans Transition Center. There will be more needed with the new VA clinic, and that's great. We're doing that. We're taking on that responsibility, but we do have a limit. And if the regional housing program for these campers is going to be in Marina, we just need to know some of the answers to these kinds of questions. Where First Avenue that is proposed for this new camping area, it's proposed to be at 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. camping. Well, when those campers need to move, they're going to go to the closest available turnout or place. That is going to be in the general vicinity of First Avenue, Second Avenue, etc. Well, there's a lot of abandoned buildings in that area that aren't properly secured because it's very difficult and expensive to secure those. So one of our questions is, how is the county going to help us prevent a lot of use of those abandoned buildings more than they currently get? So we're not opposed to what's being proposed, but we want to know, why not the Monterey County Fairgrounds? Why not the travel camp at on Watkins Gate on 4 North? Why not the other 4 county district supervisors? If you want to talk about who's not in my backyard, there are 5 such locations. Why not the county courthouse? They have a few parking lots in downtown Salinas that are underutilized during the night hours and very early, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Why not Laguna Seca? Why not the Sunset Center? Yeah. Because the reason is, every place I mentioned, there are people very vocally opposed to putting them in those locations for many of the same reasons that we've been discussing here tonight. We want to know if this current proposal is a temporary or a permanent proposal at the Marina location, because we would be much more amenable to it being on a 1-year rotation basis, where it's in Marina for 1 year, then it's in Monterey for 1 year, and then Carmel, and then Pacific Grove, and then Seaside, and then it's our turn again. That's an equitable way of sharing impacts from serving any regional need. But this region is not used to, in many cases, sharing the adverse impacts equitably. It's go north to where Marina is. And we are oftentimes the least economically able to support these issues. But we do the best we can. And the last question that we've asked the Board of Supervisors has been slightly addressed tonight. And thank you, Tia, for addressing all of these policies that you utilize. But as you mentioned, you're not the police, you're not the county authorities. So what are the on-site weapons and illegal drug policies for the proposed county safe parking lot? Because we're concerned about impacts to Marina. Should there be a shooting or other serious assault incident, it's our reputation that's on the line, where we're trying to clean up what we have now and improve what we have now, because frankly we don't have some things that more affluent neighbors have to the north. And we're working really hard to control our finances to be able to provide those adequate services that most cities take for granted. But in Marina, we have a little ways to go. So we're working hard for that, and we don't want to go backwards. And so we are very concerned, trying to look ahead so that we don't have the kind of national news incidents that many cities have had, and anyway, it can happen anywhere. But these are the kinds of questions that we've asked the Board of Supervisors that we hope can be addressed before Marina just says yes to this. So at that, I'll turn it over to Layne. He's done a little bit of detailed analysis here, and he's going to show us some information that he's prepared for tonight. Thank you, Layne.